Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 6th. We're going to jump right in here, Pisces, and you couldn't see that, but that was a terrible spread, so we're going to redo that. But we're going to see what's going on for you this week. In your current general energies, you have this stability card. It says you will be stable and very prosperous. So I love that. They're definitely, it is your time. I mean, Jupiter, Venus are both moving through your second house, and Venus obviously won't be there for a long time, but Jupiter will be there for a little while. And this is going to be very good having both of them kind of moving through that area of your sky. It's going to lead to more better finances. It could even lead to love for those of you. And here, are you kidding? As I say that, there you go, Pisces. So whatever you want could be coming in for you, and very quickly as well. So I definitely like to see where this reading is going. I feel there are a lot of improvements coming in for you at this time as well, especially if you've been feeling stressed. This card also says make stability a top priority and commit yourself to consistency. I do feel, especially for those of you, you have the Seven of Swords, so we'll talk about this in a second, but if you're working on projects, businesses, work, career, Seven of Swords is a card of tactics and doing things tactically. It's also a card of holding, he's holding these swords by their tips. I'll just show you over here. So he's he's in a delicate situation. He's even in this deck, the After Tarot, he's about to step into that noose on the ground, and it's like he's about to step into a trap. It kind of represents a couple of different things. Number one, he could ask his friends for help, right? So he doesn't have to do this all on his own. So it does say make sure that you're, working with other people to become successful. It also says that, basically he needs to pay attention. And I also feel that there is something here about being consistent or kind of, sticking with something, especially if you're working on something new. As I always, Saturn moving into your first house, it's just everything else going on, right? It's the beginning is going to be the part that we have to kind of push through. And, that's always true, but it's extra true right now. So don't be afraid to push through this new beginning. You have the Page of Wands here. I do feel like there could be new love coming for you. You always get fire recently, and you're all up in, I'm not calling you out here, Pisces, but you're all up in fire signs business. So, a lot of you could have a fire sign that you're interested in, or there is a fire sign interested in you. It doesn't even want to focus, right? So I do feel that there could be love coming in for you. I would be careful of a past person. Seven of Swords, Knight of Wands. To me, this could be a person who is very inconsistent. You could be seeing this person getting karma or something here with the Justice card. Could have been a Gemini, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo with the World card here. Take it how it resonates, but what I would say is that I feel a very inconsistent energy here. So some of you, I would just be careful of that. I kind of feel like you're bossing up though, Pisces. You're focusing on the things that you can control with the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. It's if you put energy into something, what do you get out of it? And then you go to the King of Wands, which I'm pretty sure in one of your last readings I said I felt was you. And, I still feel like it's you, and I feel like you're just kind of building something new. You have a lot of cards of momentum. Literally, this Horse card in this deck right here, it represents things speeding up, building momentum. I'm actually going to double clarify this reading just because, for shits and giggles, right? You have this Page of Wands. I'm using the, what is this called? This is the Gypsy Oracle or whatever it's called. By the way, this is the deck I'm using to double clarify. You have this Doctor card. I do feel like some of you could be going to the doctor. But it could be to increase your stability. Again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. I also feel this could be talking about your financial health as well as popping into my head. So make sure that you're paying attention to your finances. With the Seven of Swords here, you have this foe card. Yes, a foe is an enemy. I do feel like some of you could have someone who's trying to come in all sweet and nice, but they're really just a liar. So I would be careful, Pisces. I have a feeling that you feel that someone is a liar from the past, and I feel like you're right. I feel like they're a big liar. So I would be careful, of dealing with any toxic energy from the past. With the Knight of Wands, you have this Merchant card. Again, I'm a big fan of you traveling or any of that stuff this year. And so if you're traveling or dealing with long distance business, any of that stuff, it literally could increase your finances. And So it's basically, it's really, really funny. I'll tell you a funny story because it ties into this reading. I just had to, I had a serious allergic reaction a few weeks ago, as most of you know. And so I just went to the doctor yesterday, literally, for my allergy test results. Basically, I'm allergic to everything. And, now I might have to move to the middle of the desert, literally, because of the fact that I'm allergic to everything. So, some of you could be moving for health reasons as well. Why not? But it could increase your finances with that merchant card is kind of like what I'm getting here. Can we get more detail on this situation? I'm doing this for more detail, just changing things up. With the Page of Wands and the Doctor, you have the Four of Cups here. I feel like part of the health thing that I'm getting here is not talking about your health. It's talking about like the health of things that you put your energy into. Really, we see this with the Justice card because justice is cause and effect, and it's like what you put your energy into and what you get out of situations. And it's like, are you investing into situations that give back to you, or are you investing into things that don't give back to you? I don't know. I can't answer that question. You have to. With the Foe and the Seven of Swords, definitely be careful of a liar, cheater, stealer. You have your guard up anyway here in this situation, Pisces, with the Nine of Wands. Again, if you're dealing with a past liar, cheater, stealer, is what I'd say. It kind of looks like someone can't let go of you here with the Four of Pentacles, like they're holding on too tightly. And I feel like you're focused on new beginnings. So I would just keep your walls up here against anyone who is a liar, cheater, stealer, and I would just keep moving forward. It's almost not even worth mentioning. With the Merchant and the Knight of Wands, yes, you have the Knight of Pentacles. See, there's something you're thinking of that feels far away. That's what's popping into my head here. I kind of like this extra detail reading, Pisces. I might keep doing this. It's kind of funny because it's like, I feel that you see something as far away, but it's like much closer than you think, but you have to get moving. Knight of Pentacles is a card of like no movement, and he is overthinking. He's like hesitating on working on something new as well. So I really feel like the time is now. It's like you have to get moving now to be successful. So like no more hesitation. It's like something is going to be I see something being very profitable for you, but you have to get started. I feel like there's too much overthinking. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. Yes, anything new that you're starting, I feel like I would get going. You could just be fearing the blank canvas. You could just be not understanding what to do. It kind of reminds me when I was a kid. I used to have this art teacher, and she would do these things where, like, she would come to your paper, right? And she would, like, draw a squiggle on it, and she would be like, okay, get started. And, you had to turn the squiggle that she drew for you into, like, a piece of art. Like, that was the thing that she would do in her class. And it's like, I don't know, do you need a person to create a squiggle for you on a piece of paper? I'll do it right now, Pisces. Like, I feel like you just need to get started. Your answer is the Justice card. I always say, like, if you're having a hard time, especially right now, this is true for everyone, if you're having a hard time getting started, Justice is the answer. It basically says, try something. If it works, keep going forward. If it doesn't work, stop. It's like, I think there's too much future thinking going on, especially we're going to have Pluto going into Aquarius, very futuristic. I think that it will make us, all of us, just individuals, it will make us think about the future more, which is kind of good, kind of bad, because I think it'll make us overthink things. But if we just get started, then we'll be more successful. You have the Moon, the Justice card, and the Sun. It's like I feel like you're entering into, it does seem to me like the energy is changing with going from Moon to the Sun here. It's kind of like saying to me that some of you could be worried about like the darkness or what to do on something, but it's almost like there's going to be clarity that's coming in for you. I also feel like the Moon is saying don't turn around. You can see how she's walking back down the path here. The Moon does not say stop or turn around. The Moon says walk to these mountains because the mountains represent an achievement. So those of you who are willing to walk through darkness and are willing to just figure it out are going to be successful. The rest of you maybe are not. I would also be careful of what other people say. Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands showing up in the area of the good stuff, but just kind of intuitively, I get this thing popping into my head about, there might be I feel like you need to pay attention to what you're focusing on. You might be focusing on like one person who says like one bad thing about whatever you're doing, and you're ignoring like the 300 people that are like, yes, keep doing this. I love this, right? So make sure you're focusing on the right things is what I'm getting with the Moon. You have the Justice card here. Cause and effect, I feel. Some of you could be seeing someone get their karma as well. Could be a little unexpected. I really don't feel much unexpected here, Pisces. The thing that I feel could be a little unexpected is that if you just get started, then you're going to find quick success. You have the Eight of Wands and that Horse card at the end. And again, it's really saying to me that, you are going to be successful quickly, but you have to like start putting the work in. But here's the other secret here as well, is I feel like there needs to be consistent work, especially for those of you working on projects and businesses and careers. It can't be this like start, stop type of energy. I feel like it has to be start, go, don't stop, right? And if you do that, that's where all the results are going to come from. You also have the sun, so there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you. For those of you looking for love, could be love coming in for you here as well. And I feel like it's something where it's kind of like your partner in crime. You can see these two right here. They look like they're up to no good, right? But I feel in the best way possible. So if you're looking for love, you could be kind of attracting a person where it's like you're both up to no good, Pisces. How Piscean is that? Let's see here. With the moon card, you have this waiting card here. What are you waiting for, Pisces? I feel like you should not wait. I feel like you should get your ass moving and start moving towards the things that you want. I do feel like there could be a person who is admiring you from a distance here. Right here, I feel like that King of Wands is your energy. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, like I said. I feel like you're just showing up as the King of Wands. And so, there could be a person admiring you from a distance. I do feel like there will be communication, but it's like I don't know what this person is waiting for. Sorry, I'm just throwing cards. With the Justice card, you have this Priest card. It's like if there was a situation involving lying, cheating, stealing, it could have had to do with beliefs. We have Neptune and Pisces. The problem with Neptune and Pisces is it's like if someone did you dirty in a relationship, for example, it could have to do with like their traditional beliefs, the things that they believe about life. And I know it's a very broad statement, but it might not even make sense, if someone left you or something here, Pisces, or did you dirty. It might be like, I really don't have any good examples, but it's kind of like popping into my head here. I would also kind of like make your own decisions, like all these priest cards I've been getting lately, the Hierophant and things like that. We're entering into this time where we're getting closer and closer to the end of Neptune and Pisces in 2026. I know that it's not close, but in 2026, Neptune is going to move into Aries. And we really need to be careful of like that, putting a person on a pedestal as far as knowledge is concerned. Like if we think, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't listen to people or learn from people, but it does mean we should just kind of pay attention and like no gurus, right? We can learn from a person, but we should put their information into practice for ourselves and make decisions for ourselves. And I get that energy here. With the sun, you have this misfortune card. Again, I feel like that if you're dealing with a past person, they could be like seeing your glow up with the sun, and they could be misfortunate, and that's why they're like kind of, trying to come at you here, Pisces. So I would be careful of that. Let's see. With the waiting and the moon card, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're very focused on work, and it's like you're creating better finances for yourself. So I would just keep, focusing on that. With the Priest and the Justice card, you have the Two of Pentacles. It's kind of giving me those whole vibes of like this and that are true. It's like, it's like I think people think that there's only one truth, right? Our only truth is our own truth. But it's like this and that are truth. Like both sides can be true of all issues that exist. And, it doesn't mean you have to accept a truth or someone else's truth, but it does mean that it potentially exists. I would be looking at all sides of all arguments because it could just make you more dangerous in a good way, Pisces. With the sun and the misfortune card, you have the Eight of Wands. There's quick success coming in for you. I'm wondering, these cards are a little bit dramatic, these, whatever this deck is here. I'm wondering if, for some of you, this could be like moving or traveling here. You could also be dealing with a person who's having a problem in the home. And if we go this way here, it kind of looks like to me, like if you have a past person who's having home issues, it's like they don't want to move, but maybe they're being forced to move or they're in a uncomfortable home situation or something like that. But I don't know. If you're dealing with that, I would just, again, be careful. Next, what are we doing here? We're going to look at what you need to hear right now. You have the Spider card. It says, be meticulous and patient. I do feel like, I feel this needs to be in balance here, Pisces, the whole being meticulous thing, because I think there's meticulous and then there's doing too much, right? So I would be being careful of trying to make things perfect. I would be careful of perfection, but I would kind of be meticulous. I would put in the work and make sure you're not making mistakes and things like that as well in work or business especially. But I do feel there's a lot of success coming in for you. You have the King of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Lovers here. I kind of feel like this could be your energy. It's like you're in this building energy. I feel like you're very focused on success and abundance and creating more abundance in your life. I feel like you're very focused on kind of building something right now. You might not even be focused on love or anything else. You have that Eight of Pentacles. You know, you have a lot here that really tells me that you're trying to change your life. You even have the Four of Pentacles. So again, holding on too tightly to the past, someone is here. But what I would say is that the Four of Pentacles, next to it, you have the World, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords. It's like some of you might be moving or having to move, or you're having to move away from something here. But I don't think this is going to be a bad move with that Merchant card and the Knight of Wands. I really get this feeling that if you're moving or making a change, even if it's like an uncomfortable change, what you don't see is that I feel like it's going to be the thing that really makes you very successful. You know, it could be some Six of Swords. You have that card that says, don't fear blank canvas, turn your life into a masterpiece. And then you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords going, and also going this way. It's like you're unsure about this blank canvas that you're heading towards. But I'm telling you right now, you know, the mother and the child, they have nothing but the clothing on their back. It's a blank canvas. They're completely starting over on the other side. So I feel like for some of you, like some sort of blank canvas, whether it's a new relationship, new business, moving, or whatever, that's where all your abundance is. That's what this is saying to me. You have the Lovers. I feel like there could be love coming in for you. Could be a fire sign. You have a lot of fire here. But again, it could just be there could just be a lot of desire in this connection. And I feel like it's something new. I feel like it's very abundant. I'm really focused on the trees here. You know, I feel like it's more this side, not this side over here. I'm also getting temptation. Like, I would be careful. You know, you might be thinking, like, if you meet a new person, oh, this person's trying to tempt me. Again, I would be careful of overcorrection here, especially if you had a past relationship where, like, someone, like, love bomb you, for example, or something like that. You know, it's like you might be a little bit nervous if people are, like, just being nice or something. You might look at it as temptation. I feel like this is saying there's no rush, so don't be afraid to take your time. Don't be afraid to tell this person, I want to take my time. But also, like, sometimes I think we overcorrect where we say, like, oh, this person's just like the last one, so, you know, they're going to cheat on me or whatever. I feel like this is saying, no, like, trust the evidence, justice. With the King of Wands, you have this Sweetheart card. Are you kidding me? Again, I feel like you're attracting a real sweetheart here, Pisces. Someone who's very kind, caring, nurturing. Definitely could be a fire sign, or it's someone you're very attracted to, either way. And I feel it's something that's going to be very fulfilling for you as well. So, you know, I would go for it. I also feel like this is how people see you. Like, you know, come on, us Pisces, we're little cuties, right? So Pisces, I feel like, you know, people could be seeing you this way right now. With the Four of Pentacles, you have this haughtiness card. I feel like you could be attracting a fancy person here. This card is meant to represent like a show off, but I do feel like you're attracting a person who really is like this. Like they are, they're not a faker, you know, it's like real. I almost feel, you know, if I read reversals, and I don't even think you're supposed to read reversals with this deck, but if I did, it's almost like this was supposed to come up in reverse. I feel, but also, coming up next to the Justice card, I do feel like it's saying there is something here about trusting the evidence, you know? Justice is very straightforward. It's a card of cause and effect, but it also says, like, trust actions, not words, you know? And I feel like I say this to you all the time. With the Lovers, you have this cheerfulness card. Yes, I mean, we literally said this, like you're attracting a partner in crime here with this cheerfulness card. Definitely a celebration with a person. I told you like a while ago that middle of March, which we're almost there, was going to be really good for love for you. So it wouldn't surprise me if you're attracting a good person. I would be careful of the past person here, like getting in between you and a new person as well. So again, maybe you need to block this person or whatever, because, you know, it's like you have this card here, this disaster card or misfortune, whatever. It's like there could be a past person who's misfortunate and they're just like looking to mess up your day. So I would be careful of that, Pisces. With the King of Wands and whatever this other card was, Sweetheart card, you have the Five of Cups. Yeah, there could be regrets in a past situation. I feel like you're looking for something new. I really feel there's this element of this reading where it's like a good reading, but it's also telling me, Pisces, that you need to turn around. Like, you know, I feel like you need to see that, you know, Three of Cups says you've lost your taste for something. You know, he's lost his taste for wine. Those 3 cups are normally spilt over in front of him, but he has 2 cups behind him. So he's like mourning the loss of something that he doesn't even want anymore. So some of you, it's like, I really feel this in work. It could be love, like a person where it's like you're kind of mourning the loss, even though you wouldn't take them back in an instant. You would be like, no, right? But so it could be love. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is like you're being pulled in a new direction as far as like reinventing yourself in what you do day to day, like your daily routine, work, business, things like that. I feel like you could be going through a reinvention there, especially with Saturn moving into your first house. Even if you're not a first house Pisces, I don't care. As I always say, it's like you're reinventing yourself with Saturn moving into your sign, into Pisces. And it's like, what do you want to work on? What do you want to do? How do you want the world to see you, And a lot of you could be working on that, but you could be mourning the loss of an old identity. And I feel like this part of the reading, like a lot of this here, it's kind of weird because it's just like it's almost like it's a mist in the reading. It's like just weaving itself in and out, but it's not really there. I hope that makes sense. It's almost like saying, who do you want to be? How do you want people to see you? And make that change right now. With the Four of Pentacles and the Haughtiness card, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, I mean, everything in this reading is saying go towards the new direction. Two of Swords, she's normally sitting where she's always been. There's a new island behind her. She just has to go to the new island. Literally, like the world right here, going through a transformation. With the Cheerfulness card and the Lovers, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, there's so much happiness for you on the other side of whatever this is. It's like a blank canvas. Not only will it turn your life into a masterpiece, I feel like your life is turning into a masterpiece, but you have to put in the work, as I said. And not only that, I feel like you have to move towards new directions. And sorry, I have the hiccups now, and you have to start doing new things. At the end here, for the good stuff, whatever shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. You have this Horse card. So this is a card of freedom. It's also a card of momentum as well. And again, there's something here about needing to push through the beginning of something. It's like, sometimes I think just like on my other channel, I'm doing these shorts on my Chris Rec channel. And it's like I keep doing them and stopping. And, I got a lot going on right now. But at the same time, it's like if I would just do 100 of them and just blast them out, I would probably learn a lot, right? But it would also build up a lot of momentum. And I feel like you need to build up momentum. It's like once you do it, it's like that momentum is going to set you free. So I feel you really need to kind of get that going. You have the Eight of Wands, another card of momentum. The World and the Six of Swords. Eight of Wands is quick success. Once you get started on your new blank canvas, I feel like you're going to see success very quickly, much quicker than in the past. Again, we're not saying this is going to happen overnight. I want to stress people always come to me and they're like, you said I was going to be successful. They'll come tomorrow, a week before the reading even is meant for, and they'll be like, you said I was going to be successful. I'm like, but what did you do? Are you a time traveler? Did you time travel to March 6th to that week and already figure this out? Because if you are, then you would be rich if you were a time traveler, number one. But number two, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to put in the work. It's not gonna just magically happen. And this is probably something just based off the astrology that you're gonna be working on for a long time. And so people always say to me, I don't want to work for a long time. I'm like, well, are you gonna die tomorrow? Probably not, because you're probably gonna live a long time depending on how old you are. So you might as well fill that time with something fulfilling, enjoyable, something that builds momentum in your life, something that leads to a lot of success. I would also encourage you to socialize. It could be a very social time for you. You have the world. Get out into the world. So, I would be getting out into the world, doing things that you enjoy. It's a card of fulfillment. It's a card of completion, achievements. There are a lot of achievements coming in for you here. And we already kind of saw that. You have the Six of Swords moving on to calmer shores. So I do feel there are a lot of improvements, again, coming in for you. But it's like you're having to start over. I feel like you do have a blank canvas. And I feel like you have a blank canvas and you're starting from maybe scratch. Maybe that's not the right way to put it, but I feel like you're not starting from scratch as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. With the Eight of Wands, you have this Thought card. See, if you have new love, I feel like it could be a person you don't know about, Pisces. For some of you, there could be a person, it's like a secret admirer at work or in your friend circle. It's like maybe you know about this person, obviously, you know who they are, but maybe you're just not sure. Or maybe you just don't even have a clue that you're interested in them. I feel like this person is eventually, it's like they're not going to be able to stop thinking about you, and I feel like that's what's going to make them make the approach. I do feel it could be this month for a lot of you, the month of March. And again, we have Jupiter and Venus for a short time, of course, moving through Aries at this time, which, really could be really good for you. Jupiter and Aries together, it's like those are the moments where we usually find love or something like that. So, again, it's not always true depending on what's in your chart, but if it's aspecting your Jupiter or Aries, or your Jupiter or your Venus, then it definitely could be a time where that triggers a love situation. So I feel like someone's thinking of you here. With the World card, you have the Joyfulness card. Again, kind of reminded me of the Three of Cups. There's clearly a lot of happiness and joyfulness in this reading. You have the Sun. You have the other card that said cheerfulness on it. And now you have this celebration card. I would encourage you as well, if you are looking for love, obviously get out of the house, get out into public. You're going to have to go do things like go to parties, celebrate. If people are inviting you out, go, because that's where you're going to meet a person. You're not going to meet them on your couch, as I always say. With the Six of Swords, sorry, I don't have this backlight on today. I'm screwing around with the lighting, and I can't read in the first place. So I have to read this. It says falseness on it. And so, again, obviously, you could be getting the truth out of a situation here. You do have the Justice card here, but I also feel like for some of you that you've learned how to tell, like, when a person is being real or fake, and this doesn't even have to be love. This could be in business or work. And again, it doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. So I feel like this is like a skill that you have developed. So love it. Let's see here, Pisces. With the Eight of Wands and the Thoughts card, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Some sort of change. I mean, this whole entire reading is about change in direction. It's like you're changing your life into a masterpiece or something like that. And it's going to require work. But I also feel like you're just done with something from the past. And it doesn't, I don't even think it's just a person. I think it's like a bunch of stuff. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? But it's like, I feel like you're done with your last masterpiece, like the last thing that you were working on. It's like you're just moving on to a new masterpiece. It's like we can't stay on the same, we can only perfect something so much, right? Some part of our life. Very interesting to me. It's like, it's almost like the universe is saying to me, like, okay, you've done all the work over here, and maybe people think you're disappearing on them. It would almost be as if I'm not going to do this, Pisces, so don't worry, but it's almost as if like I were to just completely stop this channel, right, and just go do something else, which I am doing other things, but, I'm not going to stop this channel, so don't worry, but I'm just giving you an example here. It's almost as if you could be completely stepping away from things, and maybe people are just like, where the hell did Pisces go? But really, I feel like you're just on to the next masterpiece. With the World and the Joyfulness card, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel like you're healing. Again, this is going to be positive no matter what. So I feel for a lot of you, Ten of Swords can just be a card of completion and, moving on to something bigger and better. So I feel like you're moving on to bigger and better things. I feel like the Sun is coming up, obviously, on the Ten of Swords. And with the Six of Swords and the Falseness card, you have the Hierophant. Hey, I said the Hierophant at the beginning of the reading. Again, I really feel this like weird spiritual connection here where it's like you're saying to yourself, it's almost as if you are, you're kind of like looking at both sides. Remember I was saying like this and that are true. There's something about two sides here that you're looking at. Again, it's not like something political, or it could be, but, it's not something like that. It's almost like you've been, working on projects a certain way your whole entire life, and you're discovering something new. And I feel like you're more like embracing the energy. I don't know. Feels good, whatever it is. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this camel. It says, persevere and you will overcome your problem. The whole entire reading, we were talking about how you really have to push through the beginning of something. 9 of Wands as well. So don't give up on any new projects or anything you're working on. You have this older woman card. It says, dealings or relationships with an older woman. You also have this January card. I always clarify the people cards and the monthly cards, but some of you could have been dealing with an older woman, some sort of issue with an older woman in January. I kind of feel like you're clearing that issue up. Next, you have this carriage card. It says a journey, either physical or mental. The whole entire reading was talking about travel and a journey. I'm telling you right now, if you're traveling or moving, it could increase your finances, literally, especially if you're moving. Like you could be moving somewhere that's like cheaper but better, and you get a better job that pays you more money. I keep telling people with Pluto and Capricorn, yes, Pluto is leaving Capricorn. So work with the energy, because like when a planet leaves the sign, that's when we work with the energy, right? More. It's not like when it's in the sign, we're learning the lessons. When it leaves the sign, it's like, did you learn the lessons? And if you didn't, then you get smacked, right? So I feel like it's saying, one thing with Pluto and Capricorn is that we could find, we can find win-win-win situations. Like if we are living somewhere too expensive, we can move somewhere cheaper. But if we do the research and we look, we can find something that's better, like maybe something that's bigger, that's cheaper. But also we should be maybe looking for another win, like a job that pays us more money than what we were getting paid in the past. That's a win-win-win, But you have to do your research. You have this Gong card. It says an exciting event. I feel like this could be meeting the person or a person. You have this Fair Man card. It says dealings with relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have this Caterpillar. I always clarify the people cards. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yes, there is a big change coming for you here, Pisces. So this is a very good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, Pisces. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.